Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I'm replaying another 2019 game using Deep Drive Baseball. It's Steven Matz on the mound for the Mets. We are in Atlanta. It's Kevin Gausman going for the Braves. Gausman ended the season with the Cincinnati Reds, so I had to go into the Reds to pull Gausman out because that's the way Deep Drive Baseball is. You get a card for every player. Except he's basically carded on the last team he played for with season stats. So a tiny bit awkward because you got extra players, except some extra players that were traded away aren't included in the extra players. So then you got to kind of go on a search and rescue mission to do that. But in an ideal world, everything would be there, but we know that the world is not an ideal world. Overall, it's a really fun game. I'll be showing you how to play it. I'm going to get started right away. It's Brandon Nimmo leading off. He's in left field. Pete Alonso batting second at first base. Robinson Cano batting third at second base. Michael Conforto in right field. Wilson Ramos, the Buffalo, catching, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Jeff McNeil, the flying squirrel at third base. Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Juan Lagares, center fielder, and Steven Matz, the left-hander, is pitching. The way we play Deep Drive Baseball, it's a 50-50 system, and we are not at Citi Field, so we have to correct that. We're not at Citi Field. We're going to look for the oh boy, where is that now? Ah, there it is. Just found it. SunTrust Park. We are in SunTrust Park, and you read 0 to 49 off the pitcher card, and then with the corresponding outs. You read 50 to 99 off the pitcher card with the corresponding outs. And you have a deep drive, box, and you never know if it's going to be a home run or a deep fly to the outfield. Pitcher's Gausman's endurance is an 8, which basically means he can go. There's certain factors that allow him or get him to reach that endurance. Once he reaches that endurance, you have to pull him. It's recommended that you pull him to make it realistic. And we're going to get started right away. The Braves were 97 and 65. Mets were 86 and 76, hoping for a better season this coming 2020, which is just a few months away. Now, the way the dice are, you have 3 10-sided dice. You read the red first, the white, and then the green is going to be the modifier. I will sometimes throw just the red and the white, and other times I will throw the modifier as well. And we're right about to start. Kevin Gausman is on the mound. He was 3-9 with a 5.72 ERA in 31 games. I had only 102 innings pitched. He's only 28 years old, so there's still hope for him. He's had some better seasons, but 2019 wasn't a very good season. So here's the pitch. Nimmo bats from the left side, steps in the box. Gausman looks in for the sign and sets and deals. It's a 99. That's going to be off Gausman. And it's a 1, and that's popped up to the right side. Ozzie Albies. He's there, makes the catch, 1 away. Pete Alonso, right-handed batter. That's going to be a 0-4, and that's going to be a deep drive for Pete Alonso. That's going to be a 61, is a ball that's driven over the center fielder's head. Acuna back chasing after it, bounces off the wall, and Alonso's in with a 1-out double. got a hold of that on a line right over Albie's head. Froze Albies for a second. And it's Robbie Cano with Alonso at second base. That's going to be a 77 off off Gosman's card, and that's a strikeout. Cano is fanned. Next is Michael Conforto, left-handed batter. Wow. Feel like, oh man, my hand, I just noticed my hand's going right in front of the camera. That's kind of annoying. So let me try to do this. All right, so you read the 6, it's going to be a 63. A 63 is off Gosman's card, and that's going to be a single. Now there's 2 outs. Conforto is an average speed runner. He's going to become a fast runner because there were 2 outs, but the single doesn't have the plus. I guess guys with more RBIs would get more plus singles, and guys with fewer RBIs would get more regular singles. Probably has something to do with that. I just so happen in this case also, I guess for pitchers, you would have pitchers who allowed fewer runs. They would have fewer single plus singles, which means you kind of it's easier to get the extra base. In our case right now, off Gosman's card, it's a regular single. There's 2 types of singles. Believe it or not, there's not a lot of. There's only 2 charts, and they're not crammed. I mean, it's pretty sparse. It's easy to read. Most of it is in bold. So let's look here. If you look at normally, it would say no, he does not score from second base. But since there are 2 outs, you move 1 to the right, which gives me a question mark. So the way this works is that we're going to look at what is the choice. If I send him, we're going to look at the choice chart. And this also, his speed comes into play here. So on the Michael Conforto single to right, let's say, we are going to send Alonso to make it exciting. And I'll show you how to do that. We're going to roll 2 dice. It's going to be a 0-2 on the choice chart, and that's going to say runner called safe after collision at home plate. Roll again to check injuries to player involved. All right, now I don't play with injuries. I don't like to deal with it. I don't like to make extra changes. Now, lately I've been toying mentally, psychologically toying with only with starting to play with injuries just for that game, just to kind of spice it up, but I'm still just mentally toying with it. So I know. So Alonso safe at home, so it's an RBI single. It also says here there's also a rule that on a single, if the defensive manager throws home, the runner who started from first moves to third on the throw. So there was nobody on first. So advanced by batter, and we're going to keep Conforto at first base. Down the line, I may make a house rule for that, but nothing so far. So it's going to be Wilson Ramos now. It's 1-0 Mets. Now the actual score for this game was Mets 6-3 over the Braves. So it's 2 outs, and it's Wilson Ramos, the Buffalo. That's a 58. That's going to be off Gosman's card, and that's a single plus. So that's going to most likely send Conforto to third. He is average run, but he goes to fast because there's 2 outs. He moves 1 to the right, and you can see that here. So single plus, yes, he makes it to third. So it's a pretty simple system, and it's got its depth, and it's pretty simple to remember. It's kind of instinctual. If you know a little bit about baseball, you'll be able to play it pretty quickly. Now, one thing I have been doing is, I'm looking for zeros, and I think I had one before, and that would have been a wild pitch probability. So I got to remember to do that. So this is a 99. Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll right now for that wild pitch before, because I think I rolled a 0-3. That would have been a potential wild pitch. So let me just throw that in there. It's a 99. It says pass ball. Oh, look at that. All right, so it's going to be a pass ball. That's going to score a run. Conforto is going to come in to score on the pass ball. Oh, you got to move him home. And run it a second. Advanced by batter. Okay. So 2-0 Mets. And let's go here. It's going to be a 66, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. Hit by pitch. So first and second, 2 outs, and it's Ahmed Rosario. It's a 90 now. A 90 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? Well, you roll the mod, it's a 5, and it tells you it's a ground ball to the shortstop. Swanson flips to Albies, and that retires the side, 6-4. But the Mets do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. They lead it 2-0. Now, a lot of our players are dropping like flies from YouTube. I'm not exactly sure why that's happening. Don't agree with it very much. Steven Matz on the mound. Now, Steven Matz was 11-10 with a 4.21 ERA. Here's Ozzie Albies. He's a switch hitter, batting from the right side. It's going to be a 71. That's off Matz, and that's a strikeout. So Matz, K's, Albies. Next is Josh Donaldson, right-handed batter. It's a 93. That's an out. What kind of an out? It's a 6. It's a hard-hit ground ball at the shortstop. Rosario up with it, fires to first, and gets Donaldson. Playing deep drive baseball, we read the 3/10-sided die. You read the red and then the white, and then the green is a modifier. So it's 75, and that's a strikeout. Freddie Freeman whiffs, and that's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Matz. That retires the side. Back comes Gausman against Juan Lagares. Juan Lagares bats 8th, playing center field, 0-2. All right, 0-2 is a deep drive. See what happens here. That's a 37. 37 deep drive is going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the left field corner. Camargo after it. Lagares into second base. Safe. And it's a leadoff double. Now we have a bunt. And the way bunts work in this game, you actually roll 2 dice. And it's a 77. So that's going to be an out. So that already tells us we look in the out section. So let's look in the out section. We're going to roll 1 die here. And that's a 6. That's a successful sacrifice. And to whom did it go? That's a 9. It goes to the third baseman. So it's a 5-4 sacrifice. Moves Lagares to third. So it's a 5-4. Now this is a little bit like Strat in that, like Strat Basic, and where it's kind of generic. The bunting is kind of generic. Every batter doesn't have. I mean, think about it. Bunting goes on so little nowadays that really, I think it's kind of silly to rate every single batter for bunting ability. I mean, could you rate good bunters? Like we have a handful in the major league in the major leagues, a little bit better. Sure, you could do that, but really, in reality, nobody can bunt anymore. It's not about bunting; it's about hitting home runs. The issue is when you get into older sets, and then there was a lot more bunting going on. But in the spirit of simplicity, I think it's good enough. I'm not. First of all, I'm not a big bunter, so I do bunt more when I play 60s and 70s teams, I have to admit, and a little bit more with 80s, but not that much with 80s either. So it's Kevin Gausman on the mound against Nimmo. Nimmo's 0 for 1. He flied out. So we're going to play the infield back here. It's very early in the game. It's a 76. That's off Gausman. That's a strikeout. Nimmo strikes out for out number 2. So he fails to bring the runner home with less than 2 outs. And it's Pete Alonso. Alonso's an 82, and that's going to be a defensive check. So let's see how that works. So a defensive check, very, very straightforward. You just roll 2 dice. It's a 42. And that's going to tell me it's going to be a pitcher. Pitcher fielding is a 1, so he's a terrible fielder. So a 42 under a 1 is a ball that gets under his glove and through into center field for a single. That drives in. Pete Alonso drives home Juan Lagares with the 3rd run of the game. You see how that works? So you have a range section, and then you have an error section. That happened to fall into the range section. Had it been a 0 to 41, we had a 42. Had it been a 0 to 41, we would have rolled again and looked at the error section. It would land on a batter, and then we check his defensive rating. That's how it works. So with Pete Alonso at first base, there's 2 outs, and it's Robbie Cano coming to the plate. We have to roll to see if there's a 0-6 in this case. So it would have to be a 0-5 or less for a wild pitch. So I got to remember that to do that. So 0-6 is going to be a deep drive on Cano's card. So we're going to roll for another deep drive, and that's going to be a 61, and that's going to be a double for Cano. And with 2 outs, we may be able to score the average Pete Alonso, but who was going on contact, and he becomes a question mark. And we can, again, choose choice with 2 outs. I'm going to try to score him here. So we're going to roll, and it's a 92, and a 92 says runner is out. Holy smokes. So that was Cano's a lefty, so you say that was you can roll for that. Basically, 1, 2, 3 would be 0, 0, 1, 2. A 6 would be center field. So Acuna to Albies to Flowers. So it's a double for Cano. Throw home. He is out, tagged out. 8, 4, 2, and that's it. So I've been learning ball stat for the last week, and I want to do a video on that. That's going to be pretty funny. I think I got pretty good at it. I did complain a lot, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm somewhat of a whiner every so often, or maybe more often than I should be. Ronnie Acuna, 82. That's going to be off Steven Matz, and that's an out. What kind of an out? That's a fly ball center field. And under it is Lagares, 1 away. Next is Nick Markakis. It's 3-0 Mets in the bottom of the 2nd. That's a 27. 27 is an out off of Markakis. That's a 2. That's a grounder to the first baseman. Now I roll an 8-sided die, 1 or 2. He flips to the pitcher, and it's a 1. So he does flip to the pitcher. So it's a 3-1. Alonso to Matz covering. Now pitchers get it about 25% of the time from first base. Dansby Swanson. That's a 35. That's an out, a 7. That's a fly to left. Brandon Nimmo, he's there. Now retires the side. So Matz is looking masterful. Masterful Matz. Looking good. 2019. So that's a great thing about deep drive baseball. They had the 2019 season, the day after the World Series ended. Michael Conforto. And that's a 40 off Conforto's card. It's an out, a 3. That's a grounder to first again. And it's a 5, so Friedman takes it himself. 3 unassisted. Wilson Ramos. And it's a 94. That's off Gausman. A 9. That's a deep fly, center field, in the gap. Acuna running is there, makes the catch. Oh, let me undo that because I didn't put in who made the catch. Fly ball, center field, caught. All right, and it's Jeff McNeil with 2 outs. McNeil's 0 he was hit by a pitch earlier on in the game. And that's a 72. That's off Gausman. 72 is a strikeout. So McNeil strikes out. That retires the side. It's 3-0 Mets. We go to the bottom half of the third. Steven Matz on the mound for the Mets. And that's a 51. That's off of Matz's card. It's a deep drive for Johan Camargo, a switch hitter. And I should make him a switch hitter here. Let's switch him around because he's batting from the wrong side. Not that it makes a difference, just, oh, bats both. I do have him batting both. I'm wondering if I have, let's see here. I'm wondering if I have Matz throwing from the right side. I don't. I have him as a righty. As a righty, Steven Matz. Okay, and does he bat lefty as well? None of this matters. I don't know what I'm worried about. Okay. Steven Matz is a lefty now. And Camargo won't turn around this turn, but he will turn around the next time he bats. That's just how the game is set up. All right, so I rolled the deep drive. It's a 24, and it's a 0. So we're going to go to the park card there. No, I'm sorry. 24 is going to be a deep drive to right field. Nimmo back to the track, looks up. That's out of here. 3-1. Johan Camargo, who hit 7 home runs and 248 at bats, drives one into the left field seats and has the Atlanta crowd excited, has brought them back from the dead. 69, and that's a strikeout. So Tyler Flowers is blown away by the Mets fastball, and it's Kevin Gausman. He's an F pitcher hitting card. That's a 37, and that's a strikeout. If you guys have any questions as I go, contact me. You can. I haven't been receiving messages, though. That's weird. I have to adjust that from YouTube. Now, guys are dropping like flies from YouTube, and I was talking about that before. I don't exactly know what's going on with that. Wait a second. I think there's there's 2 outs now. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. Let's. It's 96, and that's another out, and that's a 6 out, and that's a hard hit grounder to Rosario up the middle, but Rosario gloves it. Fires on the run and gets the speedy Albies. And we may have to steal with a couple of guys here today. I'm not a big base stealer either, but we will try to steal, and I'll show you how that system works. So Gausman takes the mound against Ahmed Rosario here in the top of the 4th. We're moving right along. It's an 83. That's off Gausman. That's going to be a defensive check. And a 12 is going to be checking an error check because up to 42. So I'm learning this pretty quick now. That's a 41, and a 41 is a check fielding for the first baseman. We got Freeman on there. Let's check and see. Freeman is a 3. So I don't totally know what that means, but it's based on his numbers. So we rolled a 41 under a 3, and that's a hard hit ground ball, and Freddie plays it off a funny hop, but makes the play, steps on the bag, and that's 1 out. Next is Juan Lagares playing deep drive baseball. You read the red, and then the white. It's a 50. That's going to be off Gausman. That's a deep drive for Lagares. We're going to look in the deep drive section here, and that's going to be a 96. 96 is a deep fly to left field. Let's see what happens with that. A 96 is going to be caught at the warning track by Johan Camargo. And that's 2 outs. He got under it a little bit, and it's Steven Matz. Steven Matz, it's a 17, and that's a strikeout. So Matz down swinging. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Gausman. Josh Donaldson leading it off here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's a 67. 67 is off Matz. That's a strikeout. So Donaldson fooled by the curveball, and Freddie Freeman, left-handed batter. We got him batting righty for some reason. I know he's a lefty for sure. So we fix that, and that's going to be 16, and that's a base on ball. So Freeman walks. Next is Acuna. Acuna bats from the right side. We have to check for the a 0 to 5. We have a 54, and that's off Matz, and that's a deep drive again. Uh-oh. And that's a 74, and that's going to be a double. A double with only one out. Freeman is probably just an average runner. Yeah, he's going to hold on this. Oop, I put out instead. So that's a double, and that's going to put runners on second and third for the Braves. The tying run is now at second base with only one out, and it's Nick Markakis. Lefty versus lefty. We're looking for that wild pitch roll. It's a 36. 36 is going to be an out. 7. What kind of an out is that? It's a fly ball to left field. Now I'm going to check and see. Freeman is average. Fly ball to left field. Does he go home? Average? Question mark. So I could try to score him. And you know what? I may try to score him. But there's only, see that, oh man. So this is a good question I have. Once the out is there, there's 2 outs. You see, so then can I give him the 2-out boost? I think I can, because he's watching the ball and he knows, hey, there's 1 out. If this guy in left field catches the ball, right? So 30, 36. And it's a fly ball to left field. So if the guy in left field, there's 2 outs now, and I'm going to try to come home. So I'm going to give him the boost. And actually, the answer now is yes. So he scores. I don't have to. With the boost, he scores. So it's a 3-2 ball game now. Sacrifice fly. And runner scores, advanced by batter. Everybody else is held up. Now I want to make sure. Markakis flies out to left fielder. Wait a second. Let me go back and redo that. I don't know if I hit sacrifice fly. So it's an out. Sacrifice fly to left. Runner scores on third. Other runner holds up. Yeah, now it says sacrifice fly. Okay. Fix that. So that way he doesn't get charged with the at-bat. Now it's a 3-2 ball game, and it's Dansby Swanson here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 28. 28 is defensive check again. A 10, which is going to take us to potential error. And then we rolled a 25. A 25 is the pitcher. Back to the pitcher again. Matz is a 5 fielder, so he's the top tier fielder for pitchers. So it's a comebacker. And Matz feels his position. And that retires the side, 1-3. Kevin Gausman, 3-2 now, top of the 5th. And Gausman's given up. He's gone through the order twice. And he's pitched 4 innings. No. Yeah, he's pitched 4 innings, so that's 6 points. He's given up more than 1 run. That's 7 points. So he still has another inning in him. Inning or 2, because it says SP 8, so he can go 8, I guess. All right, so Ahmed Rosario, who's 0 for 2, he's flat out, struck out. Oh, I'm sorry, it should be Brandon Nimmo. Why do I have Rosario? Oh, that's weird. Brandon Nimmo's the batter. At least I caught that. All right. It's going to be 31 off. That's a strikeout. So Nimmo strikes out. So you lead off the inning. Next is Pete Alonso. He's 2 for 2, a double and a single. That's a 40 off Alonso's card. That's an out. A 1 out is a pop-up to the right side. Albies, he's there, makes the catch. And with 2 out, it's Robbie Cano, steps in the box, left-handed batter, ex-Yankee, ex-Mariner, making $24 million a year. 74. 74 is a strikeout. So Gausman blows it by Cano. And that retires his side. 36-year-old Cano, not the player he once was. Hopefully he'll have a better season this season, but just not the player he once was. He had an issue with PEDs a couple of seasons ago. He was suspended for 80 games. 2006, he was leading the league in hitting towards the middle, maybe the two-thirds of the down into the inning, into the season, and he was batting ninth for the Yankees with like a 250, 260 average, a 360 average, approximately 350. He ended with like a 340 average, 345 average. Joan Camargo. Now, in this inning, I got to start contemplating moving the pitcher. I usually opt to be more conservative with that because I hate to make all those changes. It's just the way I play my league. But I try also to abide by the endurance factors. All right, so it's 55 off Camargo's, Matt's. So you read 50 to 99 off the pitcher. So it's 55, red first, white second. That's a deep drive. So we're going to look into the deep drive section of Camargo. We're going to roll here again. That's a 29. 29 is going to be just missed. It's a ball that hits off the top of the wall, rolls away from Nimmo, and picking it up is Lagares. Around second is Camargo. The throw to third, and he is safe. So it's a leadoff triple for Joan Camargo, and now the tying run is at third. Mets are going to be forced to bring the infield in here. And we're going to be looking for wild pitch, and it's an 88. 88 is off Matt's card. That's an out. It's a 2, and that's going to be a comebacker, a slow comebacker to the first baseman. Usually I hold with nobody out at third base. That's my house rule, so I'm not even going to look. So it's a ground out, 1. Oh, wait. That's not a good way to score that. But just in case, let's just look and see what would happen here. Let's see what Camargo is. Camargo's fast. So Camargo is fast, and on a, what did I say it was? It was a G1S. So on a G1S, runner on third is an H, and an H says runner advances. So I would have to do that because I feel pretty confident that on slow ground balls, guys advance, and that's how the game is designed. So I'm actually going to allow him to advance. I usually have a rule that they hold, but I may do it differently with this game because I think it depends on the game. So it's a 1-3, but runner advances, runner scores. So the game is now tied. Tyler Flowers, it's a slow grounder to Matz's right, and he's after it and flips to Alonso, but Camargo scores from third base, tying the game at 3 apiece. So a leadoff triple, and then a slow bouncer between Alonso and Matz to the right side allows the tying run to score. Kevin Gausman now. And that's a 29. That's a strikeout. So there's 2 outs. And Ozzie Albies. Albies is over 2, struck out and grounded out. That's a 0-7. That's going to be a deep drive. And it's an 85. 85 is a deep fly ball center field. Juan Lagares on the run and runs it down. Nice play by Lagares. And that retires the side. All right. So Gausman for his last inning, I believe. Let me see. He's gone 5, giving up a run. That's 6. He's gone through that's 6. That's 8. So yes, this would be his last inning. So he'll be pulled. Now, I'm not sure if this game is the guy gets to pitch the inning that he has on his card, or by that inning he becomes fatigued. And I actually think it's the latter. I think by the 8th inning, he's fatigued because, pitchers don't go very long nowadays. So I would have to play him with a fatigue factor right here, which is a plus or minus 50 points. And I definitely don't want to do that. So because it's a good close game, I don't want to mess that up. So I want to be fair. Um, so I'm going to look at who the Braves brought in and see if I have those players. The game comes with every single player. Wes Parsons pitched in this game. He's probably a lefty because he pitched only .1 of an inning, which with this year's rules, that's going to go away, right? Guys that pitched in this game: Tomlin, Parsons, Venters, and Jackson. Jackson, I believe, is their closer. So I'm looking for some of the pitchers, the relief pitchers. Chucky Toussaint. Guy has to be from Haiti. Anthony Swarzak, Chris Martin, Shane Green, Dan Winkler, AJ Minter, Sabatka, Luke Jackson. That's one guy that pitches. Sean Newcomb, Fultonavich, Tomlin's a righty, Keuchel, Soroka, Tehran, Max Fried, and Billy Hamilton. All right, so we're going to move to the next game also to pick out some guys that pitch, just to have more guys available in case I need them. I don't have to do that later. I could do this before the game, but I should start doing it before the game because this slows kind of down the flow a little bit. So I probably have to print out the extra players for the Braves. Johnny Venters, Josh Tomlin, Wes Parsons, Jesse Biddle, AJ Minter. Okay. I saw Minter. He was in there somewhere. I didn't see Biddle. My photographic memory. Minter was there, left-hander. And who's the guy I said I didn't see? Biddle. I didn't see Biddle. But he may be there. Who knows? All right. Yeah, he's probably. I have to print for the next game. I'll print out the extra players. I ran out of card stock. I got to go get it. I went to Office Depot. They wanted $20 for 250 sheets of card stock. I was like, "What? You get the same thing at the China shop, Walmart, for $6." I call it the China shop because it's the most un-American place in America. Everything's from China. They pay their workers nothing. They purge anybody who wants to organize any type of labor movement. It's nightmarish. It's the worst part of America. Michael Conforto. And we're going to bring in Conforto's a lefty, so we're going to bring in Minter. And we're going to have to write him in, AJ Minter. And it's, I mean, I got to do a really good tutorial on iScore because this is lovely, man. This is a lovely system. The problem is for guys that play the whole league, it doesn't, produce reports with the whole league standings, with all the top batters, with all the top home run hitters, with all the top strikeout pitchers. It doesn't produce that. That's the problem. You would have to do that yourself. It keeps track of all the stats, like all the team stats. It just doesn't, spit out reports. All right, so AJ Minter, he's a left-handed pitcher. So he's a specialist. He's a lefty specialist, and there are rules for this. So this is one thing guys definitely wanted. So Chris Witt, the designer, put it in play. So let's see. I believe that the pitcher has an advantage here because he's a lefty specialist versus a lefty. So let's pitcher advantage. Left-handed specialist batter. He's not. Left-handed specialist pitcher versus left-handed batter. So the pitcher does get a 50-point advantage here, and I'll show you how that works. So we got AJ Minter. We're going to put him batting ninth. Sometimes that happens automatically, but it's other times it doesn't. You have to, I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's go. Let's roll. Here's Conforto. It's a 71. That's off Minter's card, and that's a base on balls. You see, but there's a 50 advantage. So he can go actually 50 points down, which would be a 21, and a 21 is a strikeout on Conforto's card. You see, that's the splits advantage for Minter here. So we rolled a 71, a red, and then a white, and that goes to the pitcher's card because you read 50 to 99 off the pitcher's card, and it's a base on balls. But instead of the base on balls, we're going to subtract 50 points, which takes us, thanks to my amazing math skills, to 21, which is a strikeout. So a huge advantage for AJ Minter and a genius coaching decision by yours truly, Coach of the Year. Tabletop Coach of the Year, by the way, self-proclaimed. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up about that. Self-proclaimed Coach of the Year. Tabletop Coach of the Year. Yes, I beat out all the champs here. The top Red Sox fan and Demo Dave and all these amazing guys. I won the award, and I will show you guys the award. I have a plaque and an award. All right, and I have a videotape of my speech. All right, Wilson Ramos, 1 out. And it's a 47. 47 is off. It's an out off Wilson Ramos. It's a 4. It's a hard hit ground ball to third base. Oh, Donaldson snags it. He has plenty of time. Pounds the glove, throws the first. It's ground out 5-3. So Wilson Ramos does not run very well. He's very slow on his card. And it's Jeff McNeil with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. It's a 3-3 ball game. That's a 0-2. That's going to be a deep drive off McNeil's card. Going to roll again, and that's a 39er. 39er is a ball that's pulling to the right field corner. Nick Markakis after it into second base with a 2-out double is Jeff McNeil. 2 outs, runner on second, Ahmed Rosario. That's a right-handed batter. I'm going to bring in Josh Tomlin. And let me find out. No, second place batter. Okay, so I don't have to do a double switch. So this is how quick it is. The only thing is I did not write Josh Tomlin in, so I have to write him in quickly. Josh Tomlin. He's in. Just click on his name. Offensive sub. Yes, save. All right, that's done. So Ahmed Rosario, righty versus righty. And here goes. It's going to be 61. 61 off Tomlin is going to be a single. McNeil is no quality there, so he's going to become fast because there's 2 outs. So he may score, or we have to kind of roll to see the throw to the plate. So Rosario lines it to left field, and here it is. And with a single, it's going to be a question mark. So we're going to roll on the choice chart, see what happens. It's a 18. An 18 on the choice chart says runner is safe. So the throw home, not in time. So the Mets take a lead with the 2-out RBI single by Ahmed Rosario. Allows McNeil to score, who was off on the pitch with a 3-2 count. And it's Juan Lagares now with Ahmed Rosario on at first. And that's an 82. That's going to be an out off Tomlin's card. We're kind of an out. It's a 4. It's a ground ball, second base. Albies up with it, flips to Freeman. That retires the side, but not before. The Mets take a 4-3 lead in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And that may be it for we have to check. Relief pitcher 2. Tomlin can go 2 innings. That may be it for. Oh no, Matz is 9, so he can go 1 more. Matz can go 1 more. He's been through the lineup twice. He's given up more than 1 run. That's 3 points, and he's pitched only 5 innings, so that's 8. So he can go this last. This will be his last inning. All right, so he's going to face Josh Donaldson. And that's going to be a 53. That's going to be a deep drive. And And that's a 25 off Donaldson's card. A 25. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Nimmo to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. Game is tied. Donaldson connects over the left field wall, and the score is tied at 4. Freddie Freeman now. And that's a 92. That is an out off Matz's card. 79 to 99 is an out. A 3 is a hard. No, it's a ground ball. To Hopper to McNeil at third. Fires to first and gets Freeman. That's 1 away. 4-4 game thanks to Josh Donaldson. And it's a 31. 31 is a strikeout, so Acuna strikes out. And next is Nick Markakis, left-handed batter. That's a 63, and that's ball 4. And we got a righty coming up, so that could be all, and I think it's going to be all for Matz is due up. You know what? Matz is due up next inning, so we're going to give Matz one more batter. Dansby Swanson, 2 outs. Nick Markakis is on at first. We're looking for wild pitch pass ball type things, so that's if we roll 0-0 to 0-5. We'll have to roll again to see. And we rolled a 0-8, so that was close, but not quite. So a 0-8 on Dansby Swanson is a single plus, so that's going to send Markakis to third. Single runner to third with 2 outs. That single plus with an average speed runner sends him to third. So now it's Camargo. Camargo's 2 for 2 with a home run and a triple. He's a switch hitter. So he's not going to be affected by who I bring in, but I'm going to have to pull off a double switch right here. I'm going to have to pull off a double switch because Matz is due up the next inning. So I can put Dom Smith in left field. I'm going to do that. Dom Smith is going to be in left field. So let's do that. I'm going to move, I'm going to put Dom Smith in center. And then I'm going to move him to left field. So, no, don't include offensive sub. So he's in center field now. Then I'm going to move Nimmo to center field. I'm going to Nimmo to center field, which I could have done first. There's a few once you get good with the game, there's a few different ways of doing this. What am I trying to do now? Oh, I'm trying to put Nimmo in center field. There. Okay, Nimmo's in center field now. Left field is going to be Dom Smith. And then Dom Smith is going to be batting ninth. I'm going to put him batting ninth. There he is, Dom Smith. Now, Dom Smith, click on him. Offense, batting ninth. I just got to find Smith again. There he is. All right. So Dom Smith is in left, batting ninth. Batting eighth will be the new pitcher. So I'm going to change pitchers. I didn't decide who I was going to bring in as a pitcher. I'm going to bring in, this is a right-handed, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to bring in Tim Peterson. He's been pitching a lot. Although this is a close game, and Peterson is horrible. So I'm going to bring in Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo to put out the fire here. All right, so Seth Lugo is going to be batting eighth. There we go. And Lugo can go 2 innings, so I'll try to get him to go 2 innings if everything works out. So Matz, held his own, allowed 4 runs, and he's in trouble here with 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Seth Lugo is going to try to put out the fire. I'm going to look for the wild pitch. Joan Camargo, switch hitter. He should be batting from the left side here. I don't think I have him down as a switch hitter. And I do have him down as a switch hitter. But let's see. What do I have? It could be that, what do I have Seth Lugo down as? That's the question. Also a righty. That's weird. I don't understand that. Anyway, Camargo should be batting from the left side against a righty. Usually that happens. Not happening right now. That's both. All right, so it doesn't matter the game anyway. I know what's going on. All right, Camargo against Lugo. And that's a 78. Oh, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Seth Lugo blows it by Camargo for out number 3. So Seth Lugo does his job. And it's Dom Smith leading it off. Dominic Smith against Josh Tomlin. Try to get Tomlin to go one more inning here. And here's the pitch. So lefty specialist versus a righty. It has to be a lefty specialist versus a righty specialist for the batter advantage to kick in. Let's double check that. So a pitcher's fatigue, a left-handed specialist. He's a left-handed specialist. Faces a right-handed specialist. A right-handed specialist faces a left-handed specialist now. Yeah. So he's not a specialist, so that's the problem. All right. So Dom Smith doesn't get the extra points. We're going to roll now for Dom Smith. There we go. It's a 33 off Dom Smith's card, and that's going to be, it just missed being defense. It's going to be an out. Kind of an out. It's lined and caught by Freddie Freeman at first base. So hit it on the screws, but right at Freeman. It's a 4-4 game here in the top of the 7th. Steven Matz is out. Brandon Nimmo. We read the red and then the white 82. That's going to be off of Tomlin. It's a 5 out. That's a hard hit ground ball at Dansby Swanson. Fires to first. 2 out. And it's Pete Alonso. He's 2 for 3. He's doubled, flied out, and doubled, singled, and flied out. Pete Alonso. It's a 79er. 79er is an out. What kind of an out? It's an 8. It's a deep fly ball to left field. Camargo back to the track. Makes the catch. Oh, just missed that one. Pete Alonso hit 53 home runs for the Mets. 53 home runs, won Rookie of the Year. Deep drive baseball. A lot of fun. You can try it out for $1. Tyler Flowers. And you can get it immediately. You don't have to wait 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Just it comes by PDF. Just print out what you need. I just print out team by team as I go. So let's say you want to try it out. I mean, if you get the dollar version of the 2016 World Series teams, I think you can print out both teams and just play them. See how you like the game. It's easy. It's fun. It's got all the appropriate details without overdoing it. All right, Tyler Flowers. Not a lot of cross-referencing, which simplifies everything. Seth Lugo against Tyler Flowers. That's going to be a 45. That's an out, a 1 out. That's a pop-up to the right side. Under it is Alonso. Makes the catch. All right, well, Tomlin's up now, but he already went 2 innings, so we want to pull Tomlin. Now, who do they use to – I know who they used to pinch hit. Culberson. So we're going to bring in Charlie Culberson, who was hit in the face towards the end of the season. And I like Culberson. I think he's a pretty good backup player, plays a lot of positions. So that was terrible to see that. All right, Culberson's a right-handed batter. He's in there. We have to write him in. No defensive sub. So it's Charlie Culberson against Seth Lugo with 1 out. That's a 36. 36 is an out. 5 off Culberson's hard hit ground ball to short. Rosario to his left, backhands it, fires to first, gets Culberson by half a step. 2 down. Ozzie Albies the leadoff batter. And that's a 28. 28 is a ground ball to the second baseman, Cano. Over to first. And that retires the side. So an easy inning for Seth Lugo. Easy inning for Seth Lugo. We got a new pitcher now. And we're going to have to bring, we already used 2. How many innings here? Luke Jackson can go 1 inning. So I can't bring him in here. So now I have to search out one other guy that I have in my hand that can pitch. So I'm going to have to go to tomorrow's game and do that quickly. I didn't print out the extra players. I should have done that. But since I'm running low on card stock, I said, let me try to get through the game. Let's see. Oh, Chucky Toussaint and Sabatka. Great. I have both those guys. All right, so they pitch in the series. I try to go by the guys who pitch in the series as much as I can. And when I find a guy that's only pitched in 5 games and he pitches, I try to get him in there because I'm like, hey, I'm sure this guy's sitting on the bench saying, oh, man, I hope they put me in. I hope they put me in. So I kind of feel that for him. I feel him. So I kind of put him in because if I don't put him in, I may never have to use him, and that'll be like, All right, so Sabatka's coming in. I don't have a lefty here anymore, but that's then how it is. All right, so Sabatka, and we're gonna have to write him in. And this is really easy to do. This Chad, and that's Sabatka, and he's a righty, so you don't have to do anything there, and that's it. Just click on him, highlight him, and I want to make sure did I pinch hit? Yep, Culberson pinch hit, and then Sabatka is gonna bat 9th. Done. Okay, so wait a second. Let's do that again. Offense, 9. Got to find Sabatka. There he is. Now I did it. And now he's batting 9th. Okay, Robbie Cano. We're in the top of the 8th, 4-4 ball game. Here's a pitch from Sabatka. 0-8 off Cano's card. That's line. Base hit to right. Cano's on with a single. Now we could pinch hit for pinch run, for Cano here in the top of the 8th inning with somebody like Guillorme who can play second. So we're going to pinch run, even though both of them kind of doesn't really give me an advantage. So I'm not going to worry about that. All right, Michael Conforto. Now we're looking for the wild pitch, pass ball roll. Michael Conforto to Sabatka. From Sabatka, 53. That's a deep drive for Conforto. Deep drive for Conforto, and that's a 0-9, and that ball's out of here. Conforto connects with a fastball and drives it into the right field stands, and that gives the Mets a 6-4 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. 2-run shot by Michael Conforto. 6-4 Mets. Wilson Ramos. It's a 35. It's an out, kind of an out. It's a fly ball to right. There is Markakis makes the catch. Jeff McNeil with one out. That's a 90. That's an out off of the pitcher's card. Remember, you read 50 to 99 is off the pitcher's card. We rolled a 90. You read red to white. So it's a 90. It's an out. The 7 tells you what kind of an out. You look down here, and it's a 9, a fly ball to right field. Again, Markakis is positioned perfectly. Oh, I think I have one more out. Yeah, Ahmed Rosario. He's 1 for 3 on the day. That's a 73. That's a strikeout. So downswing goes Ahmed. And we're going to need a new pitcher for the Mets now. We got a couple of lefties coming up. And I do have a bunch of lefties, so I'm going to bring in Wilson. Bring in Wilson here for these. I can also bring Avilan. I'm going to bring in Avilan. All right. Yeah, offensive sub. All right, so Avilan versus Donaldson. So Lugo did a great job. He's in there for the win, potentially. If the Mets win, I don't know that that's going to happen. 57, and that's a line drive base hit to left for Donaldson. So the tying run is at the plate now. So Luis Avilan. So Luis Avilan's going to get an advantage. He's a specialist versus a lefty. And that's a 63. 63 is a base on balls, but we're going to make that a 13, and that's a single. So, yeah, it's not going to help us. Not going to help us. So it's either a base on balls or a single. And I'm going to give him a base on balls. All right, so now Acuna, and then another lefty. And then we're going to probably bring in going to let Avilan pitch to, unless we want to really manage here, because I know I have all the right players for here. So we're going to bring in Tim Peterson. He's a righty. I'm going to bring in Tim Peterson for this one batter. Peterson's not a very good pitcher, but that's what we're doing. And then we'll bring in a lefty again. The other lefty for the Mets would be Wilson. What did I do with him? Just had him in my hand. There he is, Justin Wilson. All right, so nobody out. Ronnie Acuna, first and second. Donaldson takes his lead off second. Freddie Freeman is on at first. We're in the bottom of the eighth. It's 6-4 Mets. This has been a seesaw battle throughout. And here goes Ronnie Acuna against Tim Peterson. That's a 19. 19 is a hit by pitch. Oh, that loads the bases. Holy smokes. All right, with a lefty coming up, make another pitching change, and it's going to be Wilson. Now, Wilson is a little bit better pitcher, so this is the guy you want in this situation. Mets are going to have to bring the infield in. Oh, actually, no, they're not going to bring the infield in. They're going to try to turn a double play. So here goes. We're looking for the wild pitch. It's a 68, so it's no wild pitch there. It's a wild pitch would be 0-0 to 0-5. So it's a 68, and that's going to be off Wilson's card. And Wilson may get the advantage here. Oh, no, he's not a specialist. 68 is a strikeout. So Wilson comes out big time. Does exactly what we needed him to do. So everybody holds up. And it's Dansby Swanson. Here goes. We're looking for the wild pitch. It's a 34. That's off Swanson. And that's an out. What kind of an out? It's a 6. This may be the double play that we've been looking for. Hard ground ball to shortstop. So I believe this is the double play. So the Mets, it looks like the Mets are going to get out of this jam, this big-time jam. It's a 6H. That's a hard ground ball to the shortstop. A 6H says, and with runners, with the bases loaded, it's a K. So, let's see what the K represents. Runner on first out on front end of a double play. Runner on first out on the front end of a double play. So I don't know how that would happen. I don't understand that at all. So it's on the front end. That means he was the first guy made out? What does that mean? Runner on first out on front end. So I know it's a double play. Usually it says stuff like lead runner forced out. Usually it'd say lead runner out on front end of a double play. Oh, what does this one say? Okay, runner on first out on front end of a double play. That means they'd have to get the. Oh, I think it's a 6-4-3 double play. Oh, I'm sorry, my brain fart. 6-4-3 double play. All right, and nobody scores, and runner on third advances. Runner on second. What happened to the runner that was on first base? He is out on a double play. That's it. Keep it simple. And we're in the top of the ninth. Mets are 3 outs basically away from potentially winning a ball game here. We're going to bring in Diaz, so there's nothing guaranteed. And we're going to have to bring in another pitcher. Oh, wait a second. Did I bring the wrong pitcher in? Oh, no. Wow, I have to be careful. One guy is Mike Soroka. The other one is Chad Sabatka. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Luke Jackson here. I'm going to bring in Luke Jackson to try to keep this game close. Got to write him in. Luke Jackson. Include offensive sub? Sure, why not? All right, so it's Jackson's going to face Juan Lagares. Oh, no, we pulled Lagares. Yeah, we pulled Lagares. It's actually the pitcher spot. So we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Mets. And it's going to be Guillorme. Or you know what? We're going to bring in J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis has good power. He could potentially help us. All right, J.D. Davis. So great job done by Wilson. Justin Wilson got out of that inning, that jam, bases loaded jam. So J.D. Davis going to pinch hit here in the top of the ninth inning. It's a 6-4 Mets lead. It's been a seesaw battle throughout. Back and forth. Nail biter. Luke Jackson pitching to J.D. Davis. It's a 0-1. That's a deep drive. And he's got power all the way to 43. It's a 98, but that's a deep drive to left field. And a 98, is caught at the warning track by Camargo. So got under it just a little bit, and it's Brandon Nimmo. Oh, no, it's Dom Smith. Dom Smith and lefty specialist batter. No, he'd have to be a righty specialist. So it's 11, and 11 off Dom Smith is a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Smith is on at first, and it's Brandon Nimmo. We're going to look for the wild pitch. 17. No wild pitch there, but that's a base on balls. Runners on first and second. For the Mets with only one out. Pitch from Jackson to Pete Alonso. It's a 94. That's going to be an out, kind of an out. It's a 9. It's going to be a fly ball center field, shallow center field. And that's in center field. Making the catch is Ronnie Acuna. 2 outs. Robbie Cano, Luke Jackson. Runners on first and second. Top of the ninth. Mets are up 6-4, looking to extend their lead here. And that's a 62. A 62 off Jackson's card is a single. We're going to have a play at the plate here. Again, potentially, let's look at Dom Smith's speed. He is fast, so he's going to become very fast. On a single, very fast is a question mark. So we're going to roll. See what happens. On the choice chart, it's an 87, and he is out at the plate. Holy smokes. It's going to be a 9-4-2 out at the plate. Actually, we're going to make it a 9-2. So it's a single. Robbie Cano singles. And out at home, tagged out on a 9-2 was, who was it? Blah, blah, blah. Dominic Smith thrown out at the plate. All right, so it's going to be Juan Camargo. Juan Camargo leading it off against the Mets nightmare, Diaz. One of the worst closer seasons in history. One of the worst closer seasons in history. He can't get any worse. He can only get better. All right. After this, I'm headed to the gym. We're in the bottom half of the ninth inning. It's a new pitcher. It's going to be Diaz. Edwin Diaz. I'll tell you his stats. Edwin Diaz, 2-7 with a 5.59 ERA in 66 games with 26 saves. 99 strikeouts, but he gave up a lot of home runs. A lot of deep drives. All right, Juan Camargo. And that's a 0-0. So that's going to be a deep drive. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be a 59. 59, that's going to be a double for Camargo. Drives one over center fielder's head. Nimmo chasing after it into second base with a leadoff double is Juan Camargo. Tyler Flowers. 45. 45 is an out, a 0. That's lined. Going to roll to see if it's a double play or not. Oh, it is a double play. Jesus. They double Juan Camargo. You can't believe it, off second base. Holy smokes. So it's an out. It's going to be a line out. And it's going to be a 5-4. What happened with the runner at second? He's out on a double play. Wow. Okay. Pitcher Luke Jackson. We're going to bring a pinch hitter now. Who else did they use to pinch hit in these games for Atlanta? Atlanta's using Inciarte. Inciarte's on the. He wasn't playing, but he can. I'm going to pinch hit him. I'm going to pinch hit against Edwin Diaz. I like Inciarte. Just got to add him. Inciarte. Oh wait, I made that his first name. Ender. Who names their kid Ender? Inciarte. And he is a lefty batter. That's lefty. All right, so Inciarte is in there. And here's the pitch from Edwin Diaz. And that's going to be a 2-6. And I'll explain that other play. That's defense. See what happens here with defense. It's an 83. It looks like it's to the outfield. It's a range check to the outfield to the left fielder. Our left fielder, Dom Smith, is a something or other. What is he? I think he's a 4. No, he's a 3. All right, so he's a 3 in left field. We rolled what? An 83. Left fielder, 83. He's a 4. That's a single. Drops in front of Dom Smith. Misplayed it. And Inciarte is on, and we have the tying run at the plate. We're looking for a wild pitch as well. It's a 57. That's going to be a single plus. And Inciarte is going to go, I believe, is going to go to, he becomes fast. It's single plus. Yes, he goes to third. First and third. Holy smokes. All right. Josh Donaldson. So Edwin Diaz again living up to expectations of his 5.59 ERA here as a closer for the Mets. Josh Donaldson. That's a 0-2. That's a deep drive. Holy smokes. This could be it. This could be it. This could be the game right here if Josh Donaldson connects for his second home run. Now he's 2 for 4. All right. We rolled an 85. An 85. We're lucky that it's a double, but Albies could score from first base to tie the game. And he's going to become a fast with 2 outs off a double. It's a question mark. So we're going to roll to try to score Albies. Make it exciting here. So if Albies gets thrown out, game is over. If he scores, the game is tied. A double for Donaldson. So let's do that. Hit doubles. One, Inciarte scores. And here comes Albies. And that's a 68. Albies is going to be fast because there's 2 outs. So a 68 is go. Oh my God. He's fast. 42 to 69, and he is safe under the tag. Holy smokes. The game is tied with 2 outs. Edwin Diaz. Nightmare. The Edwin Diaz nightmare. All right. Freddie Freeman. Wait a second. Where's Freeman? What did I just do? Freddie Freeman. All right. So a double by Josh Donaldson drives in the tying run. And it's 6-6 now. In the bottom of the 9th. So Edwin Diaz blows the save. Now it's Freddie Freeman. See if we can, you know what? We're going to walk Freddie Freeman and pitch to Acuna. Don't want to face Freeman, that's for sure. Intentional walk to Freddie Freeman. And let's face Acuna. Here goes. We're looking for a wild pitch. 3-0. 3-0 is going to be a strikeout. So we go into extra innings. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Let me see. Tukey. Gotta look for Tukey now. Let's look for Tukey. I'm running out of pitchers. I never expected this to happen. Tukey. Guy's got to be Haitian with that name. Touki Toussaint. Je n'ai pas français. Where's Touki Toussaint? Ah, Touki Toussaint, here he is. Okay, so no more Luke Jackson. He's out. And we're going to write in Touki. I think I spelled his name right. Oh, Toussaint. Touki Toussaint. So I got to go back there. Toussaint. Touki Toussaint. And he's a right-hander. There we go. Wow. Man, that's hard to believe. Can't believe that. 2-out comeback, 2-out rally. 2-out rally. Toussaint can go at least 2 innings for me, thank God. All right, so it's going to be Michael Conforto leading it off against Toussaint. And it's a 61 off Toussaint, and that's going to be a walk. So that's ball 4 to Conforto. He's on at first. Next is Wilson Ramos. We're looking for the wild pitch. Is a 57. That's going to be a single. And stopping at second is Conforto. I'm not going to bunt with McNeil, but we're looking for a wild pitch. 74. 74 is a strikeout. So McNeil strikes out. And next is Ahmed Rosario. Again, looking for a wild pitch. 46. That's an out. That's a 7. A shallow left field. Camargo, he's there. 2 out. Runner still on first and second. Mets had first and second, nobody out. There's 2 outs now. Now it's going to be the pitcher spot. Pitcher spot, and we're removing Diaz. Going to pinch hit, I guess, Guillorme. Guillorme's coming in there. Luis Guillorme runners on first and second. Here's Touki's pitch. It's a 94 and a 7. That's an out off of Toussaint. 94 is an out, 87 to 99. And a 7 is going to be a fly ball right field. So Guillorme pulls one unless he gets, oh, wait, he may get an advantage. No, he wouldn't get an advantage there. So fly ball right field. And that retires the side. So we're going to bring in Jerry Familia for the Mets. Another big waste, 2019 waste. And then we still have Gazelman. So we got a couple innings left of pitchers. Then we have to look deep into the bullpen, see what's what. Markakis is going to lead it off here. So it's going to be Jerry Familia. And I'm going to go to Jim after this game. Here's Markakis. That's a 77. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Familia blows it by Markakis. Next is Dansby Swanson. That's a 78. That's another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. And Camargo. That's a 32 off Camargo's card. That's an out. A 7 is a fly ball to right. 3 up, 3 down for Familia. And that's going to be all for Familia. And I'm going to have to bring in Gazelman. So Touki is still in there. He can go at least 2 innings. So he's going to pitch to Dom Smith, leading off the top of the 11th inning. It's a 6-6 ball game. The Mets, I was going to say the Yanks, the Mets with 13 hits, 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Braves, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. There's a pitch to Dom Smith. That's an 87. That's an out, a 9 out. It's a fly ball deep center field. Acuna back, makes the catch. Brandon Nimmo. That's a 74. That's going to be a strikeout. Toussaint strikes out Nimmo. And it's Pete Alonso. That's a 27. That's a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks to end the inning. Oh, boy. New pitcher for the Mets. We got to go 2 innings, so I may have to – I don't know what I'm going to have to do here. Okay, no, I'm good. I don't know. No double switch required. So Gazelman. Bobby Gazelman. All right, against Tyler Flowers. See if we can get a walk-off here so we can end this game. That's a 15. 15 is a strikeout. Flowers. Downswing. We need pinch hitter. Pinch hitter for the Braves. Sabatka. Pinch hitter for the Braves. Gonna go back one. Previous game. Pinch hitter for the Braves. Matt Joyce. I had him. I saw him. That's good. Matt Joyce. Let's look for Matt Joyce as a pinch hitter. All right, Matt Joyce. We're gonna have to write him in because we don't have him in there. And Matt Joyce is a lefty. He's a lefty specialist, actually. Bats left. So Matt Joyce is in there batting lefty. Robert Gsellman would have to be a righty specialist for there to be any advantage for the. It's easier for the pitcher to get an advantage. Like a lefty specialist will get an advantage over any lefty, whether he'd be a lefty specialist or not. But a righty does not get that advantage unless the batter won't get it and the pitcher won't get it. Anyway, Matt Joyce with one out. Now we're having to figure out who's going to pitch for the Dodgers because a lot of the pitchers that they had I have on the extra sheet, so I may have to come back to this game after I print out those extra pages. 66 off. It's a hit by pitch, so Matt Joyce gets on base. It's plunked. And next is Albies. I keep my pinch hitters in there so I don't forget who I used. We're running on first. And it's a 18. 18 is a walk. Base on balls. So first and second, Josh Donaldson. That's a 34. Josh Donaldson, 34 is defense. See what happens here. And that's going to be a 57, I believe, is a range check on somebody. It's not a range check on the second baseman. Second baseman, Cano, he's a 3. You know what? I think he's a 2. And if he's a 2, that's going to be trouble. It's going to be another hit. He is a 2. He lost a lot of his range. So a 57, a 2, is a single plus. Matt Joyce with one out. A single plus. What was Matt Joyce's speed? Matt Joyce's speed is average. So a single plus average question mark. So I could try to score him, or I could leave the bases loaded with one out. You know what? I'm going to play it safe. Bases loaded. I do have the top of the order coming up. Runner advance, runner advance, runner advance. So the winning run to end this game is 90 feet away with Freddie Freeman coming up. Here's the pitch to Freeman. Infield is in for the Mets. That's a 0-3. That's the ball game. Let's see if it's a single or a home run. Could be a home run. That's a 0. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait. That was a 0-3. That's going to be a wild pitch, potentially. So we rolled a 0-3. We're going to have to look on the – hold on. This game could be over on a wild pitch, not on a hit. So we did roll that 0-3, and that's going to be a wild pitch or a pass ball potentially or something like that. Where is that chart? Here it is. Is that the chart? No. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to roll. I rolled a 0-3. My second roll was if position player is pitching, wild pitch. Okay, now. All right, so there's no wild pitch. So then I'm going to roll all over again. Infield's in for the Mets. That's a 58. 58 is line drive, base hit, game is over. Freddie Freeman wins it with a single. And batter advances, and that's it. So I run the line score by you. Mets lose it in 11. Freddie Freeman comes up the hero. 6 runs. Mets 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Atlanta 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Chucky Toussaint is the winner. Bobby Gsellman is the loser, and that's the ball game. CP Cards and Dice says, adios, amigos. Deep Drive Baseball.